So, good morning. It's gonna be a little bit loud. It's gonna be a little bit loud. It's gonna be okay. So, I'm gonna be doing an energy update from the airport um, because I still have hella time before I gotta get going. But I figured I would go ahead and do the energy update because I have gotten in the habit of doing it every day. I figured I'd do one today too. So let's see. I asked the collective energy, what is this reading going to be about? And I was told the heavy gets heavier. So let me just get some of these cards out for y'all. So the heavy gets heavier. Oops. So I had already shuffled the cards. I'm just going to pull some out. There's a lot of really dense things that are occurring right now. These things are, I guess you could say, unavoidable. These are things that were needing to happen, that have been taking a while to happen, and now they're finally happening. Just put this over here. So the first card, card number 32, tangibility. So with the things that are going on right now, it really seems as though these are, on some level, you've been very, very aware of what these things are. On another level, a lower level, you haven't really been wanting to address it. You haven't been wanting to think about it, but these are events, circumstance that really you can't avoid anymore. So it's just very interesting. It's a tangible experience at this point. It's not just something that has been stressing you out because eventually it will happen, possibly it will happen. No, it's now coming to fruition. It might not have directly happened yet, but it's definitely something that it's inevitable. It's happening. It's just a matter of how much time before it actually does, and it doesn't seem like it's a lot of time. It seems like this is something that's going to occur in the very near future. Okay. The next card, nourishment. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Even if you don't, even, sorry, even if you are feeling very depleted right now, know that your higher self, your soul, is providing you with the very nourishment that you're needing, okay? It's that yin energy, the lunar energy, yin energy, that's going to be providing much of that hydroplasma, that that coding, that energy that's really going to get you to feel replenished. In addition to that, it's like this sense that this is whatever's going on is actually going to serve you in a different way than you thought. Something that could be so destructive is actually going to serve as a way to grow you. So this is what's happening. People are now starting to stare at me. Maybe they need some energetic recalibration. Ooh. This right here, card number 24, you belong to paradise. Look at that. It's really this blossoming of the throat space where you're allowing yourself to talk about things, and you're allowing that conversation to be something that really, really helps to elevate your crown space, that energy from the crown. That's beautiful. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Ooh, I want to go back to the last card. The eggshell. Cascaria powder is made of eggshell. And a lot of people use that because it's supposed to carry with it very protective energies, just like how the egg serves to protect the unborn bird, the chick. It's very protective. Ooh, acceptance. Oh, oh wow. In order to enter paradise, you do have to accept. You have to enter. You have to enter a stage of see. Oh, and that's not even your hand. Oh, there's going to be a reconnection that's occurring. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's a reconnection that's really going to, it's going to trigger a type of growth that's very difficult. Very, very difficult. But you can handle it. Wait, what's going on? Oh, it's going to trigger growth that's very difficult, very challenging. Absolutely a trauma-induced secretion, okay? It is lit. It is lit. So next we have, card number 33. This is kind of like translucence, love the darkness. Because what did we say at the very beginning? Didn't we talk about how it's that lunar yin energy that's going to really be almost like a destructive force, but that destruction ultimately becomes the impetus for your growth. So it's really something that you have to just allow yourself to flow through. Like, what kind of critter is this? Translucence. Love the darkness. Love your shadow aspects. This is about full embrace of self. Full, complete embrace of self. It almost looks like this creature is a hybridized crow / Sagittarius. I don't know. Card number 9, assessing. Ooh, you have to be careful not to fall into that the trap of doing spirituality by numbers. Okay. You have to make sure you don't fall into that trap, because what's going to end up happening, it could once again serve your curiosity, your desire for knowledge, for knowing, for your growth. If you don't allow it to happen organically, what ends up happening is it can be something, a subject matter that can totally be utilized for parasitic breach. Okay. Very interesting though. It's almost like your crown space is wanting. Okay, so here's the thing. I was watching something the other day. I think it was like a gossip thing. I think it was a gossip thing. So I was watching something the other day, and this person said they were reading body language of some other video, and he was like, I don't really like the energy of the person conducting the interview in the video that was being assessed, because they were wearing the color purple, and this really stuck out. I didn't understand why, but it really stuck out. They had made the comment of the color purple is a combination, it's a hybridized color. It's a combining of the heat of red and the cold of blue. And so it becomes like a very tepid type of temperature. So that crown space is really a combining of the root, this life, the 7 primary chakras, and then it's like the middle point for the 8 morphogenetic Interesting. Through challenge. It's through challenge. Through the hot air that other people try and gaslight you with. It's like gaslighting. Let's see, that might be why you need the egg. The land of milk and honey, huh? Interesting though. Very, very interesting. So now I'm looking at this. These cards are brand new, so this is my first time seeing this. I'm getting that with the doves and the combination of what looks like rose petals, it's this sense of like a peace coming from this connection, a reestablished connection. It's a sense of peace, and it's also a call for the wildflower within you to be more petal than you are thorn. So this peaceful connection is going to require you put away your thorns, at least for a short bit. You got to put the thorns away. Hold on, I'm going to pull out some more cards. Okay, I'm feeling so self-conscious. There's so many people. There's so many people here. So many people. Hold on. Let's pull out two more. Two more from there. I got a little setup here, guys. I got a little setup here. If y'all could see, I'm not at a conference. I'm at the airport. I figured I have like another almost 2 hours before my flight. So hold on. But people be looking like, do I need to speak louder? Should I speak louder? No, I'm not going to. I'm definitely not going to. I kind of want to hide behind this post, to be honest, so that I can keep talking to you guys. It's okay. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Card number 21. It's time to lead. Okay? It's time to lead. And notice the growth coming from her forehead. Obviously, it's like a mask, but it signifies growth. It signifies this sense of, even though we're not fully comfortable showing the truth of who we are yet, the full truth of who we are yet, even though we still have partial mask, you can still definitely lead from that place. It's like that notion of, oh shit, it's like that notion of, you're not going to be loved until you master self-love. That's total BS. That's total BS. You don't have to have mastered self-love in order to receive love. You simply have to be open to experiencing it, to accepting it from someone else. And that's really the biggest lie, is that you have to have mastered self-love. You have to have mastered something. You don't. You just have to be open to receive it. Okay? So it's time to lead. It's definitely time to lead. Now, ooh, here we go. All of this planetary alignment, the clouding of the third eye and the crown space, the yin energy flowing in through the brow chakra, that solar energy rising up from the solar plexus, occupying the heart space, discernment. This is about really elevating your place, okay? Really, really elevating your place, your understanding, the way you process things, recognizing that sometimes in order to fully see, to shift the filters from which you use to perceive your life and your experiences, you have to become blind to what it is you're actually looking at, okay? You have to stop using your eyes to see and instead use your eye to see. Okay. Now, let's see. Oh, look at you, boo-boo. Look at you. These so go hand in hand. They're two different decks. Card number 20, Oblivion. Open your arms. Look at that growth. Look at that growth. This is such a potent card. Look at how her hair covers her eyes, covers her ears, covers her crown and her third eye. This is about your personal power being allowed to really blanket around the whole upper portion of you. This is also about how you have been cut off from your divinity. You were placed in a vase, just like flowers. The love that humanity currently knows and subscribes to, it's something that's just so distorted. You know, you love flowers, so what do? You cut it and you put it in a vase, knowing that in cutting it, you've condemned it. You've condemned it. That was such a selfish act. And I think what this card is really trying to say is don't cut yourself off from divinity in order to achieve a perceived higher level of divinity. It's this need for you to allow yourself to just grow. Allow yourself to expand so much that it's almost like your form is dispersed into oblivion, where you become formless, where the concept of who you are becomes something so abstract that you basically have lost your limits. You no longer partake in the belief that you are to be only one thing, exists in only one way, shape, or form. Now, card number 33, Blossoming. She's playing the violin. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. So, she's playing the violin, and what I've come to remember, the sound of angelics, it actually, their voice and their the language, it very much sounds like a violin, a very beautifully tuned violin. And so really the process of your blossoming has to do with your reconnection, your ability to once again communicate with the divinity within yourself. So this is a very interesting morning. There's a need for you to reconnect with your divinity. There's a need for you to become deaf and blind to the world as you know it right now. Your perception of how the world is supposed to be, your perception of your place, your role in this world. Really just releasing all of these limits that you've really allowed yourself to believe in. The only thing you should believe in is your limitless potential at this point, because we're all growing at such a unique and accelerated rate that for you to continue to try and classify what level of expansion, what level of consciousness you're at, by the time you figure it out, you will have jumped another level or more. So what's the point of trying to figure it out? What is the need for the labeling? There is no need, okay? There is no need. So let's see. Hold on really quick. Right, Benjamin. Only humans will uproot something beautiful to impress. Not just to impress. Well, to take ownership of. And when you attempt to own something, you are impressing ownership on that thing. So it is to impress. I moved. Let me just leave my backpack alone. I moved. Darn ya. Darn. I was gonna try to put all my stuff away. But yeah, so these thoughts that have been heavy on your mind lately, heavy on your mind because you've been struggling with the processing of the need to let go of your attachment to these thoughts. It's just, it becomes heavy. It becomes very, very heavy. You know, if you don't want to let go, you're going to get tired. You're going to get tired of trying to hold on to something that isn't trying to stay with you. Whatever your beliefs are, just open your hand, and whatever still resonates with you, whatever still very much deeply affects you, deeply touches you, is definitely something that is probably still growing you. Okay? I did drop you guys. Don't worry, you're a big boy. You'll be alright. You'll be alright. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to survive the fall. I know, I kind of feel like hiding, and there seems to be some interest because I swear to God, there's this guy that keeps walking back and forth, and I think I know him from somewhere. I'm about to flag him down. Where's his flight going to? If his flight's going to SoCal area, I know exactly who he is. Yeah, no, we're not flagging him down. Not because I have an issue with him, but because no. But yeah, so.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Southwest Airlines. My name is Christina. I'll be working flight 1866 with service to Orlando. Also, I'll be working flight 1205 with service to Sacramento, California. Please verify if you have boarding pass printed or showing on your cell phone. If it's showing big letter A, B, or C. Per federal regulations, you may have one bag as a carry-on item and one personal item.
Anyways,
Both
so
items
the
must
heaviness,
be to the overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you.
the heaviness of this energy is going to continue to get
Please come and see me at the podium.
more and more
We need to
intense.
tag all these items before family boarding. Bus flights will be pretty full today, but I still have some upgrades left for bus flights. If you want to book your boarding group to A1, A50, we can do this with business select program for some extra money, or upgraded boarding program, which for Orlando costs $50 per person per segment.
Yes.
For Sacramento costs $40 per person.
Yes, I would like an upgrade.
So please come and see me at the podium.
I would like an upgrade.
In that offer.
No, I don't
And
need an
thank you for
upgrade.
flying Southwest Airlines. Both flights are originating in Denver, they're showing on time, and be ready for boarding.
You busted me out, left and right, lady. You busted me out. Now they know what airport I'm at. They know what city I'm coming from. No, I'm joking. Anyways, the heaviness of this energy, of your thoughts, of your resistance to this process, your process, it's going to continue to increase. It's going to continue to increase until you find your grip is fatigued and you can no longer hold on to it. Okay? The more you try and control this process, the more difficult the more difficult it's going to be. You're going to struggle quite a bit. All right? So I totally, it's about just.
Attention at the boarding area, paging Lori McKenney.
Lori, Lori, you're wanted in the front. This is why I'm not allowed to fly alone. Anyways, the more you try and hold on, the more you try and control, exercise some form of control, the more you're going to struggle, okay? You have to allow yourself to really just flow with your process at this point, because if you don't, really the only one that will be feeling the effects of that is you. It's really just you, okay? Huh? Huh? I don't own Pedro. I don't know if he's with me. I don't own Pedro. The things you try to control ultimately ends up controlling you. Yes, absolutely. So I was going through this like little bit of a control thing earlier. I wasn't planning to be at the airport right now. I haven't even slept. I just found out that I needed to be in California like ASAP. And so I booked my flight I booked my flight, and then my husband goes, "You know, you have the lunar thing going on tomorrow, right?" And I was like, "Oh my God." And he goes, "You can't cancel that." I know. I wasn't gonna cancel it. Excuse me. And he's like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna still do it." "What do you think I'm gonna do?" "I'm still gonna do it." And so I went and had my little carry-on luggage, and I tried to pack crystal singing bowls. I tried to pack a big ass crystal singing bowl in there. Several of them. Nested one inside each other. And I was like, I am not canceling nothing. I'm getting all my sessions done. I'm getting that event done. I'm gonna have my class. I'll make it back home in time for Soul Work Sunday. And he's like, okay. And he goes, you can't fit the bowls in your luggage. I said, watch me. And I took I don't even know if I have enough clothes for whatever it is I need to do. But I wrapped my clothes around it. I fit that bad boy in that luggage. And he's like, you know, they throw luggage at the airport, right? And I was like, this is a carry-on. This is a carry-on. And so, yeah, I figured I would just carry it on. Like 5 crystal singing bowls. And I was just like, oh. And then, of course, I have my trusty backpack, my Peru backpack, and I was just like, and then I'm gonna have all the equipment because I needed to bring a condenser mic. I needed to like all kind of stuff. I was just like, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. A little speaker to play the tracks, and then like 5 minutes before we left the house, I totally was like, I'm changing my flight. I'm not staying in California until Sunday. I'm coming home tonight. Oh, so much for me trying to like penny pinch. I was like, how much more? How much more did you need for me to come home tonight? So I canceled my flight, rebooked another flight, and luckily I had a change of heart of when to come home. I didn't want to be away from my kids. If we're going to be really honest, I didn't want to be away from my kids. I'm just like, look, I want to sleep beside my babies. And so I rebooked my flight, and what ended up happening, luckily I rebooked my flight because I didn't realize I rented a car at whatever airport I'm headed towards, and I didn't realize the car rental was for like 5 hours after I land. Not just 5 hours after I land, on a completely different day. So I was going to be stuck at the airport for 29 hours. Don't get me started on TSA. Don't get me started on TSA. So I ended up unpacking everything. I only have my backpack. I think I have like an extra pair of pants. I don't know what I have. I unloaded everything. I was like, I don't need makeup. We ain't trying to impress nobody. We ain't trying to look cute for nobody. And so I have no makeup, but I do have moisturizer. Never leave home without 3 different moisturizers. So I have my moisturizer, and then, you know, when we were about to leave the house, my oldest was still awake, and he was like talking about TSA. And my husband starts giggling, and he's like, enhanced pat down. Because every single time I have to go through TSA for whatever reason, I get an enhanced pat down. I don't understand why. The last time I flew, I got an enhanced pat down because I got back fat. The fat on my back earned me an enhanced pat down. I was like, are you serious? Like, ma'am, we have to check you. You have to check my back fat. I guarantee you it's still there. Just touch it all you want. Touch it all you want. Touch the back fat. And he was just like, this lady's weird. I said, do it, touch it, touch it. Touch the back fat. And you getting all aggressive. They're like, ma'am, would you like to go into real? No, I want you to enjoy touching my back fat right here in front of everybody. So anyways, I get here super early. There's no flights yet, right? I got here like at, I want to say 3 a.m. Yeah, see? See? Are you home? Are you finally home? That's the only time I've ever not had. It was because of you, because you were there. Because you were protecting me. You were protecting me. So, I left the singing bowls at home, right? I go through TSA, I get here super early, and just by the luck of the draw, I picked the line that didn't have one of those x-ray scanners. And so I was just like, yeah, no pat downs, yeah. I took my food out my backpack and everything. And then my backpack stayed in the x-ray machine for like 5 minutes. And I was like, yo, did you find something in my bag? And I was really racking my brain. I was like, I took out the knife. I took out all the contraband in there. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. And I was like trying to stay calm because I was like, they're reading your face right now. If assert your dominance, you're calm. Dominant energy is calm. I'm saying this to myself. And finally, when they released my backpack, they didn't let me have it. The guy carried it like it was full of weaponry or something. I don't know. But he carried it to a metal table. And then he looked at me. He goes, ma'am, is this yours? Yes, it is. Please follow me, ma'am. So he's like, once I open your bag, please don't touch anything and don't move. Okay. Okay. And I swear I was taking inventory in my head, like, what did I stick in that backpack? What did I stick in that backpack? I didn't stick nothing in that backpack. I didn't even bring my nail cutter because I didn't want my nail cutter taken away. It's a really cute nail cutter. It has little geisha enamel on it. But anyways, I left that at home. And I was like, if I get a hangnail, that's going to really be tragic. Because I don't have my little geisha kit of nail cutting things. But he's going through my backpack. Guess what he's looking for? He's looking for my crystals. I was like, so he found my little bag inside my backpack that has the crystals, and each crystal is individually wrapped. They each have their own little sock so that they don't scratch each other. And he's looking at me like, ma'am, what is this? And at this point, I'm just like, he goes, ma'am, what does it look like? You carry rocks with you? Those are not rocks. They are high quality specimen, crystal specimen. And I got stopped for crystals. And he was digging through the bag. He was digging through the bag. I know what crystal he was looking for. I know what set off their little process. He didn't find it. It was my rowdy Russian. It was the rowdy Russian. I brought my rowdy Russian crystal with me. It's piezoelectric quartz. and it's supercharged with my energy. And so it set off alarms. It set off alarms in their machine. He was digging for it and digging for it. He didn't know it was in a fuzzy little purse. I was getting ready to tell him it's for voodoo. He was just like, all right, ma'am, here's your rocks back. He said, here's your rocks back. You rude ass. Uneducated. Small-minded. He gave me back my rocks. And never did he find my piezoelectric cords. But yeah, it's been interesting. So the energies, as they become heavier, you're gonna find more resistance, like I did this morning. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. You're gonna be challenged probably through the weekend. With this new moon on Friday tomorrow, it carries with it much more dense energy. And despite being dense, it's still very high frequency. It carries with it the potentiality of whatever intention you set to be brought to fruition. Yeah, rocks. I was so offended. I was like, so you're not gonna touch me, but you're gonna touch my rocks. I'm just glad. I'm just glad. I didn't get my back fat touched. I still remember that. I was like, you really? I got an enhanced pat down off back fat. They're like, ma'am, we just need you to turn around. No, I need you to answer the question. I was like, no. Oh yeah. It didn't help. It didn't help that my shirt said that, because they kept staring at me, and that's probably why they stopped me. I should have told him to gurgle it. Y'all are too much. Let me end this. I still have like an hour or something before my flight. Wish me luck. I hate flying alone, just because I always end up getting lost in the airport. You do have to get one of these shirts. You guys, look at this shirt though. Look at it. Gurgle my crystal balls. Yeah. You guys, hold on. You guys know that I'm very, like, I don't like people hearing me talk about this kind of stuff in public. I want you guys to understand the gravity of how much I love you guys, okay? I'm just gonna, like, hold on. Lots of people. See what I'm saying? Let's see. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy, for that. Thank you for that. I was going to respond to it, but thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, it's a lot. There's a lot of people. They all heard me giving you guys an energy update. All of them were listening. All of them. Every single last one was listening. They were trying to look but not look. I'm just saying. I'm so highly uncomfortable. And maybe they did need to hear it. I don't know. I I don't know. I don't even want to get off the live because now I don't want to be like, I don't want to be sitting here. And then they're going to ask me like, well, do you do a show? No, I don't. I just talk to my phone. I FaceTime my husband. I was on FaceTime. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I need to get off this live. You guys. You guys. There's just so many people. I need to get up and walk. I need to get up and walk. I don't even want to talk. Just saying.
I got somebody to train me.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay. Hold on. You know, I'm just... Okay, look. I want you guys to recognize the depth of my savagery, okay? Hold on. Hold on. The depth of my savagery. Look at my setup. Hold on. Hold on. Look at that. So what I've been doing, I've been hiding behind my phone. I've been like this. I've been like this. Hiding behind it. So they can't really see me. They can see me, but they can't see me. I don't know, guys. I'm telling you, y'all think I'm some like super social something or other, and I'm not. I'm not. People are gonna try and talk to me. I don't want them to. I don't want them to.